Call the meeting to order. Last meeting there were a number of assignments. I was to get some numbers and try to put together some analysis on pay to throw. Bruce was to get approval from the council on the education for the ground school and also the column. Mm-hmm. And they said okay?
Bless both.
Okay, good. Teresa was good enough to edit the column and make all the English language corrections that they needed. So I'll just deliver that to Jamestown Press and we'll get going now. Mm-hmm. Teresa also did some work on the signs for the transfer station. And you got a little handout?
Just what I learned. I hope you guys are interested. Do you still have yours? Given us?
Yeah, I have one. I have. Thank you. I have one.
Thank you.
So,
if you can use one, I don't
I have a pencil and somebody else a pencil.
Oh, that's
She needs a pen.
Oh, I have that pencil.
Yeah.
I said a pen.
Okay.
Thank you.
I actually talked to Harry because Steve didn't show up exactly. Showed up about 35 minutes late. So, Harry was very informative though. Just about everything can be recycled. You don't need a sticker for it, it's just trash and tires. Everything else, no problem. So I made a list of what we should have for signage. There's a sign up there that says metal scrap except for white goods, and then people throw their metal in, but if the metal is white, they put it over by the refrigerator. So I thought we'd just leave out the white good signage and just put, scrap metal or appliances. I think batteries could be collected and go to the electronic waste, and maybe some, the compact fluorescents, they have mercury in them. I believe that's why they need to be recycled, but that would require a little bit more investigation as far as what that company wants to collect. Mm-hmm. I guess the last dumpster of white goods was taken to a landfill by mistake, so I didn't get any credit for that amount of money. But I did talk to him about if he thought it sounded odd that the white goods weren't being collected or weren't being sold off in the summer months. Remember that? Mm-hmm. He said, yeah, that sounded not right. But I'm not sure why that happened. Maybe it happens frequently. I don't know. But I did notice there was no covered areas either, even if we wanted to do some collection like that, or battery collection or anything like that, and maybe we could put it inside that little pod that they use for electronic. But other than that, everything's out in the open. And even if we want to collect cardboard or something like that, which apparently they're telling people not to put cardboard in the trash there.
Big sign.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know.
You mean in the trash?
Yeah.
Because it's recycled.
But they always say.
But there's no place else to put it. If you go up there with cardboard, there's no place to put it. So.
Okay, I think it's because we have the curbside recycling and say, okay, don't bring it here.
So then they turn around and then the people throw it out anyway.
Probably. Yeah. Okay.
No question.
Yeah.
Because you only can take 2 by 2 by 2 on the curb, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But even actually.
But I'm curious. I know McQuaid's it says Island Rubbish on their compressor, whatever they call it, compactor versus cardboard. Do they rent that from Island Rubbish, and how much that might be? Maybe that's something that the transfer station should have up there. Because he was thinking you're not going to get any money for cardboard unless you do package it in that form.
Right.
If it's just loose, people aren't going to break it down, and it's going to be a lot of manual labor. So
Mhm.
maybe something like that. would be
There
nice.
used to be a big,
Open top container.
what, didn't it have a lid on it and it just had like a big huge
He
mail
said
slot?
there were
and you could-
slots in it in
Yeah.
order to get people to, and I'm not really
Break it down.
clear on why that went away, but
All right.
the impression I got was it just wasn't financially feasible.
Because we weren't making any money on it, or, I don't know.
I mean, it could be that we were sort of separating it so that we could make money at the time, and recycling markets change over the course of time. Yeah, I don't know if that's the case here, but that might be it. But the cardboard collection over at the Roseville transfer station, is in somewhat similar roll-offs, but it's a sort of a hood opening that you put the cardboard into. You're supposed to, take a utility knife to large or cardboard box and then break it into the squares. Some people, obviously, that's work. Some people,
You have to
apply-
tie it up and strap.
Yeah, exactly. The people want to do it as quickly and as efficiently as possible. So they may not want to do it similar as trying to do the curbside as well. So that might require some, both addressing whether or not we can have the facility at the transfer station that would take the cardboard, or just more education about how important it is for people to keep that out of the waste stream.
We were going to try to get some signage. Now that we've got the good delineation of what the signs need to be, can we get some signs
Mhm.
made? Do we
Yeah.
have to go to the highway department and,
Yeah, we can have those signs made up.
okay. Good.
So who's gonna do that?
I will
Is
do that,
You'll do
yeah.
that, okay.
Not personally. Delegation.
Right.
The art of
No, I
delegation.
guess the compost, I guess there's a whole plan for up there, which I'm not really aware of, about them cementing the top
Yeah,
area
right,
for the
yeah.
compost, because when they dig too deep, they get trash in it.
Exactly, and that's part of the whole landfill closure plan that DEM is reviewing right now. There's going to be a paved surface at the upper landfill for both, for that purpose, as well as storage of our road materials, et cetera. Animal carcasses. Never heard that description.
Storing animal carcasses, really?
We had a presentation at Monday night's meeting from Newman Mitchell, who's the, she's the coyote management study person on the island, has a website showing, actually, you can see where the coyote families are, because she's collared, a lot of them.
She's come up and put one on our property.
Has she?
She didn't get any,
Oh, she didn't?
no.
So, she's a wildlife biologist, and she studied habits, across parts of the world, even but she's Jamestown. My coyote is one of the projects she's been ongoing for 5-6 years now, I think. And what purpose of the study is to find out, determine to what degree there's interaction and potentially dangerous interaction between the coyote population and humans. So she actually can see where the coyotes are living relative to houses, and they're around us.
The interesting thing that she told, and this was a couple of years ago, I just never knew this. She said that the more they eat, the more puppies they have.
Yeah.
And they have good birth control by being hungry. That was
Right.
interesting.
Yeah, they actually,
So-
the family size increases based on available
Availability
food.
of food.
Yeah.
Well, if they were,
Interesting
if
nature, point aspect of nature.
they fed on deer, that would be good, but they don't. They feed on little puppy dogs and kitty cats. And
She said, dear.
She said she's found, and contrary to general understanding, right, that they do feed on deer. Now, dead deer more so than attacking deer.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they're like roadkill,
Right.
et cetera.
So you're gonna put roadkill up at the landfill? Is that, at the transfer
Yes.
station?
Yes, and, well, that's the proposal.